Good morning, everybody. February 8th, 2023. And as you can see, it's time to start another guitar to build. And we're going to go with the Ninja Warrior number 5. And I figured since I've done already like the last 3 builds or so have been kind of characters, fictional characters, I figured it was time to do a more serious guitar and a really beautiful guitar. Actually, I've got something really cool planned for this one. The top is going to be a rhinestone top, and what I plan on doing is making a border. There's going to be a border probably about, I don't know, a couple centimeters wide, and it's going to encapsulate the whole top side of the body all the way around, and inside there is going to be rhinestones, and I'm going to do the rhinestones like that, the 5mm S30, I do believe they are, and it's going to be a bolt-on neck, and it's going to be the neck there. I do believe it's 22 frets, and the top of the headstock I'm going to do the same. I'm going to have the border, and I'm going to completely fill that in with rhinestones. And where I'm going to put my logo, get this, it's going to be chrome, and it's going to be my logo, standard logo there, but it's going to be in chrome. It's going to be a vinyl chrome, and it's going to be across the right side, so it's going to be ragland across the right side. And I might even do the I'm not sure if I'll do the Made in USA or anything like that, but I'll do the asterisk and everything like that. So that'll be on this side. This side I'll have no fret marker at all. It's just say the raglan, my font. I'm going to try to figure out how to do it. That's going to be cool. And then I'm going to paint the whole back side of the body black, and then even the top lip black, and then it's going to be silver paint underneath the rhinestones just so it reflects that. And I'm also going to paint the back of the neck black, and also black on the border, and then rhinestones using all chrome hardware. As you can see, stop and tailpiece bridge, going to have a volume and a tone. I'm not going to do the coil split obviously because it's going to have the active EMG 81, so it's going to have battery compartment in the back. And instead of the on the last 4 I used the Jackson style input jack, and I'm just going to use the circular style on this one. And what I mean by the Jackson style, see if I can find one for you. Yeah, that style right there. I'm not going to use that one this time, and I'm just going to go with the standard circular oval jack because that's going to look cool, and it's going to have gloss black, and I'm going to put 2K clear coat over the entire neck except for the rhinestones obviously, and then the back and the black and everything like that. So alright, so I'll be starting on this. I might work on it today, but definitely tomorrow morning we're going to kick it in gear and get this going. I ordered the rhinestones, and as you can see, these are scrap pieces of wood that I glued together a while ago. So, and we're going to go with the 3/4 inch on top and then the 1/2 inch on the bottom. So that'd be pretty cool. So it'd have good thickness. And with the, I'm going to use Luan. I'm going to buy a sheet of Luan, and I'm going to cut a border instead of etching it, because normally before I etch the whole body, but I don't have to do that. I'll just glue in the border on the headstock and everything like that, and then when I go to paint it, I'll tape it off once I do the black, and the black is completely finished. I'll tape off and then spray the center. I might spray the center first. Yeah, I'll spray the center first, silver, and then I'll tape that off, and then I'll paint black on everything else. So it's going to be very cool. Yeah. So, all right, start of another electric guitar build, the Ninja Warrior number 5. Like I said, there's 4 that I've done before this, and this is just going to be so wicked. It's going to be so awesome. And as you can see, I've done quite a few rhinestone guitars. I've even done a rhinestone acoustic, kind of like made famous by Taylor Swift. And they're basically just little rhinestones, hand glued. It's going to take forever, but it's going to be so cool. And there's one there. I've done a V. I've yet to do a Strat, but I'm definitely going to do the Ninja Warrior shape. But I've done an Explorer shoot too. If you've followed me on Facebook, you've seen that guitar. So, alright, hope everybody's having a good day, and I'll update you every step of the way, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be fun, and we'll see you. Good afternoon, everybody. It is February 12th, 2023, And so you can see it's time to get work on the Ninja Warrior number 5 Rhinestone electric guitar build. I got all my tools and got my neck out. So first step's going to be to figure out where the neck is going to go. So I'm going to go ahead and position that and draw that out. I got my Dremel tool, I got my saw out, and we'll figure that out. Alright, let me lay it out. Be right back. Alright, got the basic layout. I like to go with a volume and a tone, stop and tailpiece bridge, EMG active pickup, and it's a 24 fret Jackson style neck. Alright, so I've got it drawn out and the intonation line. So the next step is going to be to get my Dremel tool out and then cut out the neck pocket, and we'll see when I get that done. See you in a bit. Alright, perfect cutout of the neck pocket. Alright, so let me cut out appropriate shaped neck tendon. Let me get my scroll saw back up and we'll be right back. Alright, got the neck dialed in perfectly and cut. Alright, and we're going to fix everything when we get them both glued together. So let me go ahead and glue in the tendon and then we'll figure out the rest. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, got the neck pocket dialed in perfectly with the shim. Alright, so now what we're going to do, next step will be to draw in the intonation line and go ahead and install the bridge, I think. Well, actually, yeah, I can temporarily, let me temporarily attach both pieces. Let me do that, get out the drill and put some screws in there. I'll be right back. I got the pieces fastened together and then I cut the neck shape, the neck pocket perfectly. Alright, so let me get the neck installed and we put it inside there. We can actually install the neck. Let me think. Yeah, we can go ahead and, well, let's put the neck in the pocket and then get the lines and then install the bridge. We'll be right back. Alright, we're going to go ahead and install the neck. We're losing daylight fairly quickly, so that way we know the position of where it is at the moment. And then we'll get that installed and then we'll figure out the exact line and try to install the bridge before it gets dark. If we get those two things done today, we'll be in good shape. Alright, we'll see you in a second. Alright, Ninja Warrior number 5 is born. Next installed. Looks pretty good. And it's a little bit thinner, but remember I'm going to put the 1/8 of an inch border so we can put the rhinestones. So it's going to be pretty cool. So it looks pretty awesome so far. So let me get the bridge line and set that, and then go ahead and install the bridge, and then the stop and tail piece. We'll work on that. We'll see in a little bit. Alright, got my stop and tail piece and I got the holes marked out and I got my appropriate bit marked. So let me go ahead and install the bridge and tail piece. Fingers crossed that this goes well and everything is in line. Alright, we'll see you in a second. Alright, successful installation of the stop and tail piece. And I did my measurements and the measurements are perfect. Let me go ahead and do the string test and make sure we're good as far as height and pitch, and we'll be right back. Alright, I do believe this is perfect. I know it looks a little high, but I'm accommodating for the little shift. There's probably going to be a shift in the pocket because I didn't want to go too much thinner on the neck joint, because any bit thinner than that, and I really didn't want to shave any off the neck. I could have shaved some off the neck, but I think over time this is going to shift because it's so thin, and when it does shift there's going to be plenty of room to go lower, so that's going to be perfect. And worst case scenario, when I do the string test, I can always put a shim in the back of the neck and then put some body filler or whatnot, and it does look kind of different, but you got to remember that it's going to be 1/8 of an inch higher around the border, and then you're gonna have rhinestones inside that, so it's gonna look cool. So yeah, and I might even do a full 1/4 inch to kind of give it a really cool, yeah, because I do have some 1/4 inch. I got 1/8 inch and I got 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch would bring it up to here. I think 1/4 inch will be too high, so yeah, I'll probably stick with the 1/8 inch Luan. So that'll give it where's the 1/8 of an inch will be that one mark there. Yeah, so that'll be perfect. And then inside the 1/8 of an inch, like I said, will be rhinestone. So it's going to be really killer. And I'm going to do the 1/8 of an inch on the headstock as well and have rhinestones inside there too. So, and then remember, I'm going to have my name in reflective metal uh, vinyl, so it's gonna look cool. So that's where they're gonna be raglaned, so that's gonna be cool. So all right, so we're definitely losing sunlight, so let me go ahead and figure out where the pickup is gonna go. So let me draw that out, and if we have time, maybe we can even cut out the pickup cavity. That would be awesome, and then we can figure out all the wiring and such. So we're getting a lot done. It's gonna be really cool. I love that shape, that Ninja Warrior shape. So all right, and we'll see when I get a little further. And I think I got looks pretty good. I mean, it looks pretty level. I mean, it might be a hair off this way, but that's fine. I mean, it doesn't have to be exactly perfect. You see what I mean? Now it's a little closer here, just a hair, than over here, but that's fine. Once everything gets together, it's not going to really make a difference, because normally the bridge is either slanted either way. But all right, let me figure out the pickup configuration and we'll be right back. All right, I drew where the pickup is going to go, and now I'm figuring out where the volume and the tone knob is going to be. You remember the 1/8 of an inch, and then I'm going to have it hang over probably 1/8 of an inch. So it's going to be 1/8 of an inch high, but it's going to be 1/8 of an inch inside there, so it's going to look cool. So I got to figure that. So I think those positions are good, because when you're playing, you want it close enough to where if you want to do a quick swell, but not too close to where your hand is bumping it. So I think that should be fine, and then you'll be able to do it. So all right, and then I'll get the long drill bit and then drill through both bodies, and then we'll dismantle everything, and then we'll cut out for the pickup, and then we'll see when we get that done. All right, very cool. I got it pretty much dismantled, and I took the long drill bit and I went all the way through with both those holes. Now I'm going to separate the two layers, and I'm going to drill out, get me a pilot hole with the bit, and then we're going to get the scrolls out and go ahead and hurry up and cut that out, and then maybe we can draw out where some of the wiring is going to go. Like I had stated earlier, I think I'm going to elect to go with a straight flat input jack instead of the Jackson style, since how it's such a thin body. So I was going to go with a regular flat one, or maybe an oval one. Yeah, oval one will probably work too, either flat or oval, but either it could be the black. Well, I'll probably go with the black flat plastic input jack, and that'll be probably right there, so it doesn't interfere with the two pedometers. So it'll be right near the edge, and that'll be fine when everything's said and done. So let me go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. All right, definitely drilled out for the pilot hole, and sun has set, so we're going to be losing daylight here shortly. And so let me go ahead and get the scroll saw going and cut it out for the pickup, and we'll be right back. All right, successful cutout of the pickup cavity, and you know we're going to use the chrome pickup ring, so we are good to go. All right, and I think we're getting ready to lose the sunlight, so this will be the end of the progress for today, but I'll summarize when we get inside the house. But let me clean up my mess, and we'll see you in a little while. All right, got everything cleaned up, and we're in the house. We got a lot done. This will conclude progress on the Ninja Warrior number 5 guitar, the Rhinestone Ninja Warrior. And tomorrow we'll continue with something. If we get some unexpected neck for the Doctor number 2 guitar, we'll get that going. But if not, we'll continue work on this one. And we're still letting the Gremlin Spike guitar cure till Thursday. We'll be assembling that on Thursday. So that'll be pretty cool. All right, hope everybody's having a good day, end of the weekend, start of the week, and we will see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Good morning, everybody. February 13th, early morning, getting an early start today. Beautiful here in Central Florida. The sun is out, and it feels awesome. So we're going to go ahead and continue work on this guitar. And I was thinking about the neck. Remember the neck yesterday? It was kind of high up on the bridge. I think I might shave about a good, maybe an 1/8 of an inch or a 1/16 of an inch off the actual back end of the neck, and that would make it fit better. And I think it would overall go with the theme of the thinner body style, and I think it won't hurt the stability. I'll have to trim the 4 screws for the bolts for the the neck as well. So that's not going to be a problem. And that actually adds a really cool aspect because I'm going to paint that neck black anyway. And I might actually make the back of it really kind of thin and shave a little bit. Yeah, but we'll get to that. But all right, so the plan for today is to channel out all the wiring, install both pedometers, do the input jack opening and everything, glue both pieces together, solid body, and we'll just see how far we can go with it. So all right, and then we can get to some wood grain filler, and then even get the 1/8 of an inch border around it as well. So that'd be really cool. But all right, we'll see you when I set up for the next step. All right, got the wiring drawn out. Pretty straightforward, simple one on this one. And I created the circular input jack right there. And then we got the tone, the volume, and then straight to the pickup. And then I'll hook up a ground to the bridge on the post from the other side. So get the Dremel tool out and go ahead and bore this out and install those two things. We'll be right back. All right, got all the wiring routed out, pretty straightforward. Input jack on both sides, the access panel for the access to it, the pedometers, the volume and the tone, and then we're almost ready for the glue phase. But let me go ahead and drill a ground for the post. I'll just go inside here and drill it at an angle just so it's inside the cavity. That way we can anchor to one of the bridge posts for the ground. All right, we are good to go. I did all the courtesy cuts, like I like to say, just the little bevels here and there. That way when you go to wire it, it's real easy. I did the ground for the one bridge post right there. Perfect. So we go ahead and get the glue and glue these two pieces together, and we could start doing a little bondo and filling it in. And maybe we'll work on the top veneer today too. That'd be really cool. The 1/8 of an inch border, that'd be pretty sweet. That'd be really fun to do. All right, we'll see you in a second. Alright, successful glue phase, and here's a thing I want to experiment with. Yeah, you might have noticed I glued it without the 9-volt battery compartment. Well, there's a reason for that. I figure I'm going to put the back 9-volt battery like right there roughly. That way you can change out the battery very easily, maybe right there. What I'm going to do is, seeing as how, let me show you, the other side, it's going to be completely covered with rhinestones, right? So all this is going to be rhinestones. So the finish on this, I'm going to make good, but it doesn't have to be perfect because it's going to be covered anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill through both pieces. Seeing as how this is such a narrow body in general, you see how the 9-volt battery compartment, I could choose to go with the shallower one, but see how it's right on the lip, right on the edge? So what I'm going to do, and this is going to be very cool, this is going to be a complete experiment, of course. I'm going to go ahead and mark out where I'm going to put it, roughly about right there, right? And then I'm going to drill through both layers, and then once that sets in there and it's in place, then I'm going to take some Bondo, and that little thin little layer I'm going to wipe on the front and then fill that in. I'll show you how to do that. And then I'm actually going to channel from the top all the way to the cavity, right? And I'm going to channel down deep enough, but it's not going to be affecting the bridge post. Remember, the bridge posts are here and here, the stop and tail piece. So I'm going to go behind that, and then I'm going to stick a straw down in there. It's going to be really kind of cool. A straw that's going to secure the opening. Then I'm going to Bondo over the straw, and then the wires are going to be perfectly attached. So it's going to be cool. Let's experiment. I want to try this, and it shouldn't be any problem. But let me go ahead and make a mark where I want to put this, and then get that going, and we'll see. Alright, successfully installed the 9-volt battery compartment. And let me show you, instead of going through all pieces of wood, I was able to leave a sliver. I had my Dremel with my tear out bit, and I went down far enough to see if I can get it in the light. But yeah, that's perfect. So that'll work. So what now I'll do is I'll track on the bottom, just the back of the guitar, channel down a certain amount out of the way of everything, and then I'll get the straw, and then I'll fill it out with a body filler, because this whole back's gonna have to be body filled. You can see it's very rough plywood that I use. I just used some scraps I had for this one. It's my own personal guitar, of course, but yeah, so it's gonna be seamless and it's gonna be cool. So it's successful. This test was, initially I was just gonna go all the way through, but see, you got all that wood there, so no need to. And it's about maybe 1/8 of an inch, so that's perfect. In worst case scenario, I did sand down a little bit on the back of this, but you could always have the bottom out because that's pretty thick plastic. But yeah, it's perfect. All right, let me route it out, figure out where it's going, and we'll be back in a sec. All right, successful channel and installation of the straw. That is really wicked. You know, and when you make custom guitars like this, I mean, there's no rules, and you do what you see fit. And see, that's perfect. That's straws, and I'm going to fill this with body filler, and it goes right from the 9-volt battery, and it just needs 2 wires, small wires, right to where it needs to go. So it's a perfect solution. So Emma says hi. Hi, Emma dog. Okay, so let me get some body filler and complete the installation of that, and then we can do a little body filler on the sides, but I want to get that top, start working on the luan for the top, the 1/4 inch. But yeah, let me get some body filler. I'll be right back. All right, perfect. I got the first layer of body filler on there, so that's perfect. All right, so excuse me, let me go get the luan, and we're gonna trace the top part, get the luan, and then trace the shape, and then cut out the shape on the scroll saw, and then we're gonna get that going. So we'll see you in a sec. Let me go get the luan. And here's an actual thought. Before we get to the luan step, I'm going to go ahead and do all the side body filler, the Bondo. I'm going to do it completely around the sides. And then I'm going to get the orbital sander, and I'm going to get the exact shape dialed in. That way when we cut the luan, like, you know, it's just going to be like a 1/8 border around there. And that's where the rhinestones are going to fit. But I think once we should wait to that till we get the final shape figured out first. So let me go ahead and get the body filler out and do all the side bits, and we'll see in a sec. Alright, got the sides coated with the Bondo, and it looks pretty awesome. Yeah, that looks really cool. I'm going to let this cure really well. I got the orbital sander out, and we're going to sand it and perfect the shape, and then once we get that, then we'll trace the luan. The luan's going to look really cool. But alright, and we'll see in a bit. Alright, just a quick update. Putting the final touches on the sanding on the back, and it's looking amazing. Let me show you. I got a couple spots I touched up with the Bondo, like on the top and everything like that. But yeah, looks pretty killer. And one more step before the luan I want to go ahead and get the Dremel out and put an edge on the back. And of course, once we get the luan, I'll just put a hand sand to round those edges, because luan is not that dense of a wood, but it's going to be really cool. So, all right, we'll let this dry a little bit more, and then we'll sand it. Yeah, as you can see, I got the shape dialed in, so we're good to go. And the wood is looking awesome. So, all right, we'll see you in a little bit. One more quick thing while this Bondo's drying and everything like that. I'm going to make a back cover plate, access panel plate. So I got my paper, and I'm going to sketch it out. And I'm electing probably to go with a square shaped one, custom made square shaped one, and I'm going to try to countersink it just a little bit. So, and I think there's room with the straw and everything like that, so we're good to go. And that'll give it a final touch, some awesome touch there. So let me go ahead and get that figured out, and I'll be right back. I just want to show you another quick trick that I've learned over the time doing this. The way you do it is you get a piece of paper, loose leaf paper, and you put it over, and then you rub it, and then you'll get the shape of the cavity that you're doing. And then I just hand sketched a custom shaped you know, pedometer cavity cover, and so that's what it's going to look like. And so then I'll cut this out with the scissors, and then I'll trace it over on my material, and I'll get my scroll saw out, and then make a custom pickguard. Pretty simple. Yeah, so whenever you have an opening, or you know, if you're missing your pickguard or your cover for your all your electronics and everything whatnot, you just go ahead and make one yourself. So it's pretty simple. All right, let me be right back. I got my shape traced out on my 1-ply black pickguard material with the shiny side up the correct way. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it out, and we'll be right back. Alright, got the shape applied to the body. I'm gonna go ahead and draw a pencil exactly where I want it, and then I'll score it, and then I'll get the Dremel tool, and then we'll countersink, and then we'll put a couple holes, screw mounting, and then we'll countersink the screw holes, and then we'll install the back cover plate. All right, we'll see in a little bit. All right, successful installation, back cover plate, looking good. Got the screw holes countersunk, got the back plate countersunk. We are good to go. Okay, so let me take that out. Next step is get the Luan and trace that out. It's time. All right, we'll see in a sec. All right, got my sheet of 8-inch Luan, and the good side is on the back side. So, and what I'm gonna do is carefully trace out the entire shape, and then we'll go ahead and get that cut out on the scroll saw. All right, let's see in a little bit. Let's try that again. All right, got the shape cut out or traced out. And get the scroll saw up here and cut out the shape very carefully. See you in a sec. All right, successful cutout of the initial shape, and it fits perfectly. All right, so now what I'm going to do is just hand draw a border, rough estimate, and then we'll cut that out, and then we'll apply it with some CA glue. All right, let's see how this goes. Fingers crossed. All right, hand traced out a border. Get the scroll saw back out and carefully cut this. And we'll see how this goes. First time trying it this way, so hopefully it goes well. See you in a little bit. Alright, we have a successful cutout. I think it looks just amazing. I had to make it in 2 pieces because, you know, just that it was too long, but that's fine. So let me go ahead and glue this to the top and see where we are after that. Alright, see you in a sec. Alright, just installed the border and it's successful. So what I'll do next is I'll go through and get some body filler and fill any voids in the 8th raised sections. But yeah, it looks pretty killer. That is just awesome. Yeah, check that out. Yeah, see, I just had a vision for that, and now it came to reality. It looks pretty good. So, all right, let me tweak it a little bit and fix all the spots, and we'll see in a little bit. But yeah, that's overall what they're going for. And inside here is going to be painted silver. Outside's going to be black, of course. I'll do the silver first, and then I'll tape that off and then spray the black, gloss black. But yeah, and then the rhinestones will go over the silver, so it'll be reflective. So it'll be very cool. But yeah, that's pretty awesome. All right, let's see in a little bit. All right, got the body dialed in, got everything sanded, everything filled. It is looking amazing. I installed the input jack, by the way, just so I can have that done, you know, before paint and everything like that. It just so helps. But yeah, it turned out pretty cool. And I checked it to make sure that it was in line and it doesn't get in the way of your knee when you're standing or playing. So that's pretty cool. And you might have noticed that, you know, I did this by hand because I didn't want it to look exactly perfect, because I wanted to have wanted it to have like a hand built kind of feel to it. So, and it's going to be black, gloss black. You're really not going to notice anyway, but yeah, that's going to be so cool. So yeah, the body's actually done, ready for it's ready for the ugly face part 2 with the wood grain filler. But normally at this step I would do a you know, I'd put the neck back on and do a full-on string test. But on the neck, I want to work on the neck a little bit. I want to shave a little bit off the butt of the neck just to bring it down a little bit and seat it better in the pocket. I mean, it fits perfectly in the pocket, but I want to bring it down like maybe 1/8 of an inch and then shift it a little bit. That way it has a little bit slimmer of a profile. And I'm going to paint the neck anyway, so I'm going to paint it black. So I'm thinking about maybe making the neck actually a little bit thinner. So let me go ahead and get the neck out and then get some parts and see how we are as far as, you know, the pitch and everything like that, and how far up the posts come for the stop and tail piece. The tail piece is fine, but the stop there, and then we'll see. So I'll be right back. I got the neck out, and I was looking at the neck, and actually I want to take it down about 1 centimeter. So I'm going to get the sandpaper, full sheet of 80 grit sandpaper, and I'm going to mount it on a little jig, and we're going to get it down because I think it's just a little too high for my personal preference. So let's get that, and we'll be right back. All right, shaved down the neck about 1/8 of an inch, and it definitely did change the profile. It looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and get put the bridge back in, and let's do a string test. So I'll be right back. All right, checking the new string profile, and it's definitely improved. it's within the limits, I think, because if the neck does tend to shift a little bit, there's plenty of room. I think we can go ahead and do a full-on string test. I'm just thinking that with the string test, I think we should be okay. Yeah, that's pretty in there, pretty tight. Because if there's any looseness, I don't want it to, to pop out. But it's anchored pretty good. So yeah, let's do a string test. Let's go ahead and install the tuning keys. And kind of tricky with it. I might have to take the neck off again and then install the tuning keys. And that nut is just cut way super high, so I'll have to dial it in. That's not going to be the nut that I'm going to use. I did order some way better nuts. So that's just a cheapy nut, just a mock-up. But I think that profile looks pretty good. I'm really digging that because you can see how dramatically improved that is over there. Okay, so let me figure this out and I'll be right back. Alright, got the tuning keys installed. Let's put some strings on this guitar. Let's see in a sec. Alright, I think it's important to do a full-on string test. I'm going to use the cheap strings again, and I didn't do any fretwork, but I think it'll be fine. But I went ahead and glued in the posts, and then that's going to secure the posts where they should be. And when I need to paint, I'll just tape over them, and it shouldn't be a problem at all because there's going to be rhinestones around them, but I'll just tape off the very tops and when I spray the silver on that part. So yeah, so I got some CA glue and I glued them in. That way there's no chance of it popping out when I do a test. And you know, they're permanent, so that way if there's any issues prior to all the paint and everything, then alright. So let me let this cure a little bit and we'll do a string test. We'll see you in a sec. Alright, got the strings on and we're losing daylight again, so I'm going to move everything inside. And I got to adjust the truss rod because I think there's too much relief on that neck. So, but yeah. I got the really cheapy strings, but everything seems to be lined up. And we've got good height on the bridge. So let me get cleaned up and go inside, and then we'll see you in there in a little while. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. Check it out. And the strap buttons will go in the usual spots for this shape of guitar, which normally is right, the one right there, and then on the neck joint. Alright, we'll see in a little bit. Alright, got everything cleaned up and we're inside the house, and it seems like it's holding pretty stable. We're going to let this set up overnight and just see how it reacts, see how the string tension adjusts and everything like that, as far as the bridge and the neck pocket and everything like that. And I'm super tired. So tomorrow we'll continue. It's probably about after 5 right now, so we've been at it pretty much all day. So got a lot done, and it looks pretty killer. Yeah, I'm digging it. I really like the, can't wait to see it painted and with the rhinestones. And shaving that neck definitely increased the profile. See, I shaved about 1/8 of an inch off the heel of the neck, and it's perfect. So yeah, that really was necessary. At first I wasn't going to do that, but then I figured, why not? So it wasn't that difficult to do. Wish I could have showed you the process of that. It's really not that difficult to do. But alright, hope everybody's having a good night, and we will see you tomorrow. I am super tired, and we'll continue working on the Ninja Warrior number 5, the diamond plate. And it's fairly light, doesn't feel like more than 6 pounds, so that's pretty cool. Alright, we'll talk to you soon. Good morning, everybody. February 14th, 2023. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone that has a Valentine. And it's time to continue work on the Ninja Warrior number 5 Rhinestone electric guitar build. I did shim the neck a little bit last night. Let me show you the results. Brought the bridge perfect. That is the best it could have been. So I did put a small shim on the back, and I'll make sure I put body filler and all that. But got it somewhat tuned up, but the fret, there's a lot of low and high frets. But let me turn the camera around and just give you a brief demonstration. Alright. Like I said, the neck needs tons of work. So, but this is just gonna be just to give you Brand new strings, of course, and these are the cheapy strings. I never knew there'd come a day that I'd be saying to you, don't let this look like fade away. And I may know that it's true, don't you know the kind of love I am? So I'm calling you, little girl. You're the one that's getting around me. I'm calling you. Never didn't set myself free. Instead it's true. You're the one who told me, baby, told me how good it could be. Through your day and your nights. I can't live without you. Anyway. Plenty of access to higher frets, of course. That's what I love about the shape. But alright, so it looks pretty awesome. Turned out really, really cool. And of course, next step's going to be to install the strap buttons. And what I'm going to do, because normally I wouldn't do like a full-on string test with the fretwork, but I did that last time and I really liked the way it turned out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and install the strap buttons now, and then I'm going to take the neck off, do all the fretwork, then put the neck back on with all the everything with the regular proper good strings, do an official sound test, and then we'll start working on the body. But yeah, so I'll do that today. So let me get the everything set up and install the strap buttons. I'll be right back. Alright, and as far as strap button placements, what's funny is on the first Ninja Warrior guitars I put the strap button, the one strap button there on those three, and then of course on the back of the heel. But then on the diamond plate one, I actually elected to go a little bit more towards the center of the guitar, and I think that's because the metal made it weigh a little bit more. So it looks like it's more or less kind of in the middle of halfway, somewhat halfway. So my guess is going to be kind of like the halfway point, maybe like right there. And I don't think the screw will go far enough to really affect. Maybe I can go a little bit, yeah, to the right of the 9-volt battery compartment, like right there, and then right in the center of the neck. So let me get my Dunlop strap buttons out, and we'll see in a sec. All right, I got my Dunlop strap lock buttons, which I love these ones, and I always use. And I got my two different drill bits and my drill, and like I said, I'm gonna put one there and then one roughly there. So let me get that done, and I'll see you when it's over. Fingers crossed. All right, got the strap button installed as usual. The one behind the neck plate, and this one, let's see how I did. I'm guessing it's gonna need to be moved over about an inch. That's just my guess, but let's see. That's the preliminary place. All right, let me see one second. All right, got the strap buttons installed. What do you think? Think we did well? Well, I got one hand free, so that's always a telltale sign. What do you think of that? Boom. There it is. On my fat belly, I promise I'm starting a diet. I got to lose about a good 20-30 pounds. But anyway, let me show you. Put the camera down and show you where it hangs. Of course, this is the 5th Ninja Warrior I've done, so it's pretty routine by this point. But and it's a little. See, it's a nut. I cut the nut roughly, but you can see where it's a little bit out of tune there, but it's really good in tune there. That means that the nut's a little high, but other than that, yeah, pretty cool. Worked out pretty awesome. And like I said, you can get to very high frets very easily, which is always a plus. And I was thinking about doing, like I said earlier, when I was gonna take everything off and do another sound test with the real strings. I don't. The nut didn't come in yet. I think the nuts are coming tomorrow for this guitar, so I can't actually do that. Work on that part of it. So I mean, I could do the fret work, but then if I'm not replacing the nut, then it's just kind of, I'd rather do it all at the same time. That way I get it dialed in. So instead of doing that, after I get done with the sound test, I'll just dismantle it and start with a body filler, and maybe later on this afternoon, once we sand all the, because I'm not going to put any body filler on the top obviously, but I'm still going to paint it with the primer and the regular silver paint. But along the sides and the back is going to get the full Ugly Phase Part 2 treatment. But I've been messing around with some older stuff, older music that I grew up with, and I figured out that, I learned that 38 Special. I learned everything by ear, so with the leads and everything in it, trying to sing it, because like I have mentioned in previous videos, I used to sing in a band for a good 7-8 years, but I played bass because a bass player quit. And I'd always played guitar since I was 15, and I'm in my 50s now, so do the math. But we couldn't find a bass player, so I bought a few basses and I started playing bass and singing. So, yeah. So, but that's a really cool song, that 38 Special. That I'll have to do a sound demonstration of that song, but that. Anyway, the strings are stretched, and you can see when I said this fret needs a lot of this neck needs a lot of work. Watch, bad fret there. Right there, bad fret, high fret. High fret there. Actually, I'm pretty good on the B. And on the E too, but it's just mainly on the first several strings. But yeah, I'll get all that squared away. And I think all frets need, all necks that you buy aftermarket are gonna. I really love the way that shape is. That's just my favorite shape. And with the rhinestones and everything like that, and doing the headstock the same way, I'm gonna do the border with the Luan, and then have the rhinestones, and then have my logo on the fretboard on this side of the fretboard, and the metallic mirror vinyl, and then paint the everything black except for the top, even the back of the neck. Keep the fretboard the same, but I'm going to put 2K clear coat over everything, and it's just going to look amazing. But alright, so let's get to the next step. Sorry about the long-winded, but yeah, that strap button will pay. It's a second placement actually, because the first one I did, like I had said, where it was kind of right there, and then I moved it. It was good there, but it seemed like when you jostled a little bit, it did kind of go neck diving a little bit, just a little bit. So I moved it. But the good thing about this is I could fill that, and I'd rather do it. That's why it's so crucial to do it on this step. But alright, so let me get everything dismantled, and we start doing the wood grain filler. Have some fun. Alright, I'll see you in a bit. Alright, quick update. Got the first hole patched, and I've got around the neck pocket body filler and sanded and dialed in perfectly. Alright, now it's time for the Ugly Phase Part 2. Got me a fresh batch of, if you've seen my channel, you watch my videos, you know I love this stuff. So, and I cut it with water to a certain thickness, And I'm going to start applying layers, and we're going to start on the sides and the back. So let me put a few layers, and we'll do this inside, and I'll get the fan going. And I don't think there's anything here that'll be affected by any kind of dust that might kick up, because this is nearly completed. We'll be doing that either tomorrow or Thursday. So, all right, and we'll see you when I get a few coats on. See you in a little bit. All right, just a quick update on the back and sides. The ugly phase part 2 is in effect, and we are looking as it should, ugly. And the second coat's on there drying. So we'll let we'll probably do about 3 or 4 coats. Now I'll flip it over and we'll do that rim and maybe touch up any little spots that I see might be needing to be touched up. But then we'll sand on this tomorrow and put some primer. Remember how I love that Krylon 2-in-1 primer? Well, I found a new one that's more readily available. The U-Pool sandable primer. This is good stuff too. This reminds me of the Krylon primer, and I did get a bunch, and I did get some white and the White Expert. I'm going to try this on the Dr. electric guitar, the white acrylic enamel. So we'll see how that goes. And there's going to be a 2K clear coat over that, but for that guitar as well, I did get some of the sandable primer in white. And they have it in a variety of different colors, and it's locally available. I think I got it from AutoZone. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. So all right, and this will probably conclude progress on this guitar today. I might do the fretwork today, I don't know, or I might put together the Gremlin guitar today. You know, I said Thursday, but I think the paint's pretty cured. Well, we'll see. Or I could just be rocking out and jamming, doing some guitar stuff. But all right, hope everyone's having a good day, and we'll see you soon. All right, how's everybody doing? It's still February 14, 2023, and it's time to continue to work on the Ninja Warrior number 5 electric guitar. And as you can see, we're ready to do some fret work. All right, my favorite part of the build. Kidding, it's not so bad. It's just necessary evil. But I'm gonna go ahead and address the fret ends, which are definitely snagging me. Ow! You can like cut yourself on that. Oh wow! And as you recall earlier, there's definitely some high and low frets, no doubt about that. So I got my fret end file, got my straight edge, got my StewMac centered Z file, got my rocker arm, got my X-Acto blade. All right. So first thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and address these really bad fret ends, and then you know, normally I've showed this step so many times, but I'll do the greatest hits. I'll do the basics. So I'll go ahead and do the first step, which will be the fret ends, and we'll see you in a little bit. Alright, all the fret ends had been dressed, and wow, rounded. That is just awesome. Feels awesome. Feels really good. I've had one of those nylon things. Okay, so the next step is going to be to get the truss rod adjustment and make the neck fretboard perfectly flat, and then tape it up, and we'll see when I finish that step. Alright, got the fretboard taped off. Looks pretty good. I'm gonna get my Sharpie. I'm gonna mark all the frets, and I've got my 320 grit sandpaper, fresh sandpaper on my leveling beam, and I'm gonna go ahead and level all the frets, and we'll see on the other side of that. And I'm curious to see where all the high and low frets were. Alright, see you in a bit. Alright, all the frets have been leveled, and you can see where the marker isn't on the fret, how much was taken off each fret. Wasn't too bad. I mean, it was fairly consistent. Alright, so I'm going to remark the frets, and then get my ZMAC centered Z-Vial, and then put a crown on these frets. Oh yeah, alright, we'll see when I get that done. Alright, all the frets have been perfectly crowned. As you can see, it's got a crown, and the center line is consistent throughout all 24 frets. Alright, next step is the fun part. I'm kidding. To round and polish the frets. And you go up through the successive grits of sandpaper, starting at, I think this time around we did 8,000, or 800 rather, 1,000, 1,200, 1,500, 2,000, 2,500, 3,000, 5,000, 7,000, all the way up to 10,000 grit sandpaper. So just wanted to show you how the frets look now. Alright, This next step takes about a couple hours. It's not the most fun step. Hands are nice and clean now, but that'll change. Alright, and we'll see you when get that completed, but it's gonna look so nice. Alright, we'll see you in a little bit. Alright, another update. All the frets have been leveled, crowned, and polished, and they are looking spectacular. Yeah, I love this step. Well, I love the end result of this step. The actual performing, you can see it's 5 o'clock, so it's a few hours later, but yeah, just wanted to show you how they turned out. Alright, let me take the tape off and get cleaned up myself and clean up my mess, and we will see you in a second. Alright, we are all cleaned up, and actually, since I'm going to paint this neck too, let me show you the frets real quick. Yeah. Wow, looking great. Awesome. And when when the nut comes in the mail, I ordered a special, with really good nut. I'll replace this nut, and then I'm going to cut the Luan and a thin strip around the border, and I think I might make a custom truss rod cover in chrome, or that thinner metal. Make a custom one, that way it'll fit, and then I'll do the rhinestone, a little silver, and then the black on the border, and then the rhinestones just like on the body. So that's going to be really cool. And we're going to paint this whole neck black. And since I'm going to put 3 different paints on the neck, I'm going to try to limit the amount that goes on here, and I might actually try to sand before I go to the clear coat. I might try to sand if any paint buildup or whatever, that way it doesn't affect how the neck fits in the pocket. And I know it's kind of inevitable on the sides, but we'll do our best. And it's going to look really cool. And the black's just going to go up to the rosewood, but the clear is going to go over the entire fretboard. And like I've said before in past videos, I'm going to do my logo, the ragland, and the mirror vinyl, and then I'm going to clear coat over that, so that's going to look cool, and it's going to be on this side. So I'm going to figure it out, and when we get to that step, just how to space it so it looks pretty cool within the frets. But yeah, there we go, fret work is done. So this will conclude progress today. Good afternoon, everybody. It is February 15th 2023, and it's time to continue work on the Ninja Warrior number 5 electric guitar build. As you recall, we finished the ugly phase part 2 on the body itself, and I just wanted to show you how it looks. Plan for today is to sand it smooth and make it beautiful. I got my hanger, I got my 320 grit sandpaper, I've got my sanding pad, and we're going to make it beautiful, and we're going to put some primer coats. And since how it's going to be a gloss black body, we're going to go ahead and primer the whole guitar, the Upal sandable primer. So that's going to be very cool. Alright, let me get sanding on it, and we'll see you in a little bit. Of course, always make sure you stay protected, use your respirator outside, and then I'll squirt down the area after I'm done. But okay, let's make it pretty. I'm going to show you how it looks prior to the transformation. This is the Phoenix stage, I call it, where it transfers. Alright, we'll see you in a little while. Alright, ugly face part 2 has passed, and it is looking awesome. Look at that. Wow. That turned out really cool. It's always my favorite part because it transforms the body into something that's really nice. And it started out as rough as it was. So yeah. Alright, next step is going to be to tape off the posts, and then we're ready for some primer coats on this one. So let me tape up the post, mount it to the hanger, and then we'll get some primer. Let me show you how it looks prior to the primer. And we have perfect weather for primer, so we are good to go. Alright, we'll see you in a second. Alright, we are on the hanger. We are blowing off. We can blow it again, but it's looking pretty sweet. Getting ready for some primer coats. You can use that Upal black sandable primer. I just wanted to show you how it looks prior to the primer. And then we'll sand on that. And there's no hurry with this one. And then this one will probably have to take a break for a while because we'll be working on the Doctor electric guitar number 2, because the next should come today. So this will have plenty of time to cure. But this one will be going on the back burner for a little while until I can get to it again. But yeah, we'll put some primer on it today. Alright, we'll see you in a little bit. Alright, successful first coat of primer. Yep, this is my new favorite primer, my go-to primer. It's looking pretty cool. That's just the first coat. I use the rest of the can. So, it's pretty cool. And I did get my nuts today. Yeah, I got some nuts today. Not physical, not human anatomy nuts. I got the guitar nuts for this and the Dr. Guitar. I ordered some really good nuts, so that way they got some balls. No, I'm kidding. Alright, so let me go ahead and put some more primer on this after it sets for. I love this primer, you know, because it's already dry to the touch. And if there's any hairs or anything like that, it's a little subtle, whatever word I'm looking for, so you can like knock off any like hairs or any like bumps. So it's perfect. I love it. Anyway, so we'll see you in a little bit. Alright, quick update. I decided to do the silver paint, seeing how we already got the primer coat. So yeah, it may look ugly, but this is going to be covered with rhinestones. So this paint's going to be a good anchor and a good base. I laid it on kind of thick, so that way when it fully cures in about a week, it's going to be a good anchor for some hot fix rhinestones. So alright, this will be the end of the progress on this one today. And tomorrow we get to work on the Dr. number 2 guitar. A bit weather permitting, it's starting to cloud up now, so but we'll see. Alright, we'll see you later. Alright, one last quick update on the Ninja Warrior number 5 successful application of the silver chrome paint. And like I was saying, this is going to go under the rhinestones, so when this fully cures, it's going to be super hard. And I'm going to hot fix the rhinestones like I did on that guitar. And then I'm going to sand the border, and the border is going to be gloss black. As you can see, the primer went on very successful, and it looks a little rough, but not too bad. And this is going to sand out really smooth, and we'll do as many black coats as necessary and then sand if necessary. But yeah, that turned out really wicked. That's what we're going for. So alright, this will be put on the hanger and then set for about a week or so before I start sanding on it and applying some black coats of paint to it. So that's pretty killer. Did get the neck today. I'll have to inspect it for the Dr. number 2 guitar. Start working on that again. I'm really excited for that. Get to cut out the neck pocket and all that good stuff. So it's been a very successful day. We got a lot done today. Alright. So, and like I said, I got my nuts in today. Not my, my nuts, my guitar nuts. So that'll be going on the neck over there for this one and for that one. So it's pretty cool. Or I might have liked to go with a white nut on that guitar. But whatever. Anyway, I got an extra nut. But yeah, these are pretty good nuts. Made out of that graphite kind of material. So, alright, hope everybody's having a good day, and we will see you tomorrow. Take it easy. Good afternoon, everyone, and it's still the 1st of March, and I just wanted to show you yesterday's progress on the Ninja Warrior number 5 electric guitar. I put a successful base coat of black on the neck and the body, and it looks awesome. Look at that. Wow. And this is before the clear coat. This is just the black base coats. And I went with another round of the Rust-Oleum. Wow, that turned out really good. Wow, that is just beautiful. I wish I didn't have to put 2K on top, but I do because I'm going to do something really special with the fretboard, as you recall. So, alright, there's that. And let me put the phone down and I'll show you the body one second. Alright, here's the body. Turned out really good. And when the clear coat's over it, there's a few little dust nibs in there, as you can see, one there and one there, but really minor. So, alright. Just a quick update on this guitar. This one's on the back burner anyway, because I've got the Reaper and the Doctor number 2. So, alright, I hope everybody's having good Sunday of the week, and we will see you continuing. Alright, stay tuned. Good morning, everybody. February 18th, 2023. Time to continue work on the Ninja Warrior number 5 guitar. And I got the nuts in the mail. Got some nuts. Time to replace the nut on this fretboard. It's what I hope to accomplish today. I'm gonna do the Luan border. Replace the nut, of course. Come up with a truss rod situation. Maybe create a custom chrome shaped truss rod cover that will fit with the design and the shape of the neck. And then maybe we can put some black primer coats on here. Tape up the fretboard and then spray the whole neck, the primer, put it on a hanger and spray it with the primer coats. And then maybe even spray the silver on the inside. Or I could even brush it on. I think probably brushing on might even be a little bit better, because that way it doesn't have to, it could be brushed on this one because it's not such a big area. So we'll work on that. So let me figure out the nut there and we'll be right back. Alright, we're going to take the nut off itself, and the way I like to do that, I've got my flathead screwdriver. You could really use anything, and then I'll slightly get my small hammer and then tap it away and try to get as least tear out as possible. And then I've got my X-Acto blade, and if I need to put a new blade on there, and then kind of remove any material that could have formed as far as from the plastic, whatever. So let me go ahead and knock that out, and I'll be right back. Alright, pop right off without any tear away at all, and we're going to be replacing it with one of these awesome nuts that I like to use, and it's the perfect shape. Cool. And then I've got my sanding piece of wood down here, so that way I'll adjust it. I've got my CA glue, and I'll put some drops on there. So let me go ahead and shape it real quick and see what we got. I'll be right back. Alright, perfectly cut and shaped the nut. I might shave a little off the sides, but let me show you the method. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. I usually use you can use your straight edge, your rocker arm, anything you have that has like a straight, or I've seen people cut wood pencils in half, and what you do is you just let's see, let's try to do this with one hand, see if I can show this process. Yeah, so what you do is, this way you see the height of the nut that you need on the two spots, like right here, because remember I already did the fretwork on this one, so it's done. So, and right there, and when you place the nut, you got the nut on there and you shape it, and when you shape it, you just get some sandpaper or sanding, and then you just take off the bottom, and it's the perfect height. So, and I think I might need to, well, let's see how wide it is, because you always have to shape the nut. Nah, it looks just about right. It looks about perfect width-wise. See, on both sides the nut, you don't want it to hang over at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some CA glue, a couple drops on the bottom and then on the sides that connect to there, and I'll be right back. Just want to show you real quick how much glue I use. See, you don't need that much, so just a little dab. And this is the CA glue I've been using lately. This is pretty good, and I just got a brand new bottle, so perfectly. Alright, and then let me put that where it needs to go and make sure it seals. I'll be right back. Alright, perfect installation of the nut. And this is how you check it, make sure it's the right height. I could do it with one hand now, but you could use really anything and see where it comes. Right to the edge there, and I'll probably have to, just make some fine tuning and cut the slots just a hair deeper, but that's pretty much where you want it. So yeah, it's perfect. Alright, so the next step is going to be to clean up my little bit of a mess. Alright, got a regular piece of paper. What I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to trace out the exact shape of the headstock, and I'll be right back. Alright, traced out the exact shape. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and by hand pencil in the exact, like the same distance, roughly what it was on the body. I'll be right back. Alright, got the border, so let me go ahead and cut this out, and I'll be right back. Alright, very cool. And I think it's out of the way of the tuning key washers. So let me get a scrap piece of Luan and I'll be right back. Alright, got the shape traced out and I got the good side facing up. So I'm going to get the scroll saw out and we're going to cut this out. And hopefully our measurements are good and we'll apply it to the headstock. Let's see. Alright, we'll be right back. Yeah, the good thing about making custom guitars, you come up with ideas to solutions to things. And, you know, I don't know why I went through all that with the paper when I could have just traced. I've got a piece of Luan and I've got it, you know, on the front. And I just traced it out. And then I'll cut it out and then I'll do the... Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, got the perfect shape cut out. Looking pretty good. Now what I'll do is I'll trace again on the inside track and I'll do that. See, come up with better ways of doing stuff. It's just more logical than the other way. Alright, we'll see in a second. Alright, got it traced out. So let me get it on the... Get that cut out. Be right back. Alright, very cool. First time doing this, so it's kind of an experiment. That's very cool. And then the diamonds, I'll hot fix the diamonds inside there. I think that'd be very cool. Alright, so let me go ahead and glue that in and I'll be right back. Alright, perfect. I got it glued in. That's looking awesome. It's pretty cool. Alright, I got some body filler, some wood grain filler. I'm going to go ahead and fill in these little gaps and then put some along the side and get that dialed in perfectly and let it dry and I'll be right back. Alright, got some wood grain filler and it's looking pretty awesome. We're going to let this set and while it has time to dry and harden, and then I'll sand it and try to get it as perfect as possible. But in the meantime, I'm going to figure out a truss rod cover situation. You know, I could actually elect to go without a truss rod cover on this one. And that would kind of really be cool as well. Because that'll be painted black on the inside of there. Or silver. Yeah, well I could paint it black. That would like kind of matte. Well, I don't know. It could either be black or silver. Yeah, I can elect actually not to go with a truss rod cover. I think that still would look alright. Something to think about, because I mean I've done like on the flame, the blue flame, and then the red flame guitars. Those don't have truss rod covers, and those look pretty cool. So yeah, I think, and then with the rhinestones, I think actually, and then I'll leave. I think I'll leave that. Well, I think I'll leave that painted black on the inside, black or silver, with the rhinestones at that time. Yeah, but we'll go without a truss rod cover. I think that'd be fine. Alright, so we'll let this cure and I'll see you in a little bit. Alright, got it sanded and dialed in and looking perfect. That is just awesome. That is so cool. Alright, let me put it on the hanger, tape off the fretboard and the nut, and then we'll get ready for some primer coats. Alright, we're going to go with the black primer. And we'll see in a little bit. Let me get that done. Put it on the hanger. Alright, got it perfectly taped up the fretboard, and got it on the hanger. Alright, so we're going to go outside and we're going to put some black primer coats on there. Should look awesome. Alright, we'll see in a bit. Alright, successful application of the primer on the Ninja Warrior No. 5 electric guitar. That looks pretty sweet. Alright, we'll let this dry for a day. And then we'll sand on it, and then we'll try to go for some base coats of gloss black, and then we'll paint the silver on this one. Yeah, the body's cured, probably fully cured by now, but we'll go ahead and let this cure. All right, this will conclude progress today on the Ninja Warrior No. 5, and hope everybody's having a good weekend. And it turned out really cool. Alright, we'll see you soon. Good afternoon, everyone. And it's still the 1st of March. And I just wanted to show you yesterday's progress on the Ninja Warrior No. 5 electric guitar. I put a successful base coat of black on the neck and the body. And it looks awesome. Look at that. Wow. And this is before the clear coat. This is just the black base coats. And I went with another round of the Rust-Oleum. Wow, that look turned out really good. Wow, that is just beautiful. I wish I didn't have to put 2K on top, but I do because I'm going to do something really special with the fretboard, as you recall. So, alright, there's that. And let me put the phone down and I'll show you the body one second. Alright, here's the body. Turned out really good. And when the clear coat's over it, there's a few little dust nibs in there. As you can see, one there and one there, but really minor. So, alright. Just a quick update on this guitar. This one's on the back burner anyway, because I've got the Reaper and the Doctor number 2. So, alright, hope everybody's having a good ascent of the week, and we will see you continuing. Alright, stay tuned. Good morning, everybody. It is March 23rd, 2023, and it's finally time to continue work on the Ninja Warrior number 5 electric guitar. And right now I'm working on, I've got the Cricut machine out, and I'm working on the logo, and I'm going to go with my standard logo like that, but I'm going to put it on the fretboard. But I did take some time and straighten all the letters, because normally my logo is kind of like on an arc, but seeing how this is going on the fretboard, I did a PowerPoint. Let me show you a PowerPoint of the logo itself, and I straightened all the letters so that way it'll fit better. And then I did a PowerPoint presentation where I had the fretboard of the neck that I'm using on there, and so I printed it out on the Cricut, and I'm going to try to get a size comparison with the neck, and I'll see when I make some progress on that. We'll see in a little bit. And I haven't decided whether I'm going to do a silver. There's two options. I could do the silver paint, you know, put the transfer tape over the fretboard, do the silver paint, or I could actually do the mirror material that I have, and then use a 2K clear coat over the top of the entire neck and the entire body. But if I just do the silver paint, then it wouldn't be any need for the 2K clear coat, because the 2K clear coat on the neck pores, you know, it might look a little, I don't know. I don't have any clear pore filler, so we'll just have to kind of guess how we're going to go. So we'll see in a little bit. Alright, I did get the font put down on the front of the neck board, and I think I'm either going to go with silver or with white. I might actually go with silver, and I'll spray like several coats of silver on there, and I'll try to make sure I get some time. But I think that'd be a lot better than to put the 2K clear coat over the fretboard, because I think it would really kind of, it's got pores in there and everything like that. So when you spray the 2K clear coat, if it's not treated with other paint or with primer, that the pores will suck in, and it'll give it like a real rough appearance. So let me figure this out, and then add all the bits, and I'll see in a bit. Alright, got everything taped up pretty good. Alright, let me go put some silver paint on there. Wish me luck, everything goes well, and we'll see on the other side of that. See in a little bit. Alright, quick update. Went very well. I got the silver. The first layers of silver on there, and what I'll do is I'll go through and I'll touch up with silver, you know, a little blob here and there, make it perfect, and then I'm going to do a black border. Thin black line border around there. And I decided I didn't go with the 2K, and I didn't get any overspray on the black at all. I just wanted to show you how good the black turned out. Yeah, we're going to put rhinestones in that section, so it turned out really cool. I like that. I might have to do several more, and I tried to put it right in the center. So the Raglan logo there, and that's the straight version, as opposed to like on the headstocks where it's like slanted a little bit. But alright, so I'll let this cure for a little while, and then I'll go ahead and, you know, make it perfect and get the lines perfect. Because see, in the G there, I got to scrape away a little bit of overspray of the paint, but other than that, it turned out pretty cool. Alright, we'll see you in a little bit. Alright, another quick update. I got all the touch-ups done, and I got the black border around there, and it looks pretty cool. The metallic shimmer, that is just awesome. Turns out perfect. Alright, so glad I chose this route, because I think if I would have done the 2K clear coat, it would have been a big old mess. But yeah, alright. So Time to put some rhinestones. Yeah. I'm going to probably start on the body first. I could start on the neck though. Start hot. Well, I'm going to let the paint cure really good. So I'll get the body up and then we'll start applying a hot fixing some rhinestones. It's going to be very cool. All right, we'll see in a little bit. All right, got the body out. Got my hot fix gun plugged in and ready to go. These are the rhinestones I'm going to use. Hot fix. Got my body. I just wanted to show you. Oh, let me go with the mock-up pickup again. But yeah, back turned out pretty cool. I mean, you can see a little texture here and there if you look really close, but I think it's going to be fine. So I'm not going to worry about that. I could have went with a round of 2K clear coat, but I decided against it just for the fact that it's not a perfect finish anyway, and the bling is going to be up front. So yeah, and I got my pickup just temporarily put in here and the rest of the hardware. So I'm gonna start fixing the border first, and then we'll start getting the rhinestones inside there. It's gonna be pretty cool, and this is definitely a smaller area than I've done before. I mean, I've done some pretty intense rhinestone jobs. So all right, and let me get a few rhinestones glued on there, and we'll see in a little bit. All right, quick update. Got a few stones on there, and it's looking pretty killer. Yeah, it's like 40 seconds per stone, so as you can see, this is going to take a while, but the effect is just going to be so stunning. Yeah, we're getting there. Got a long way to go, but like I said, it's definitely a smaller body than I have done in the past. But yeah, just wanted to show you how the rhinestones twinkle. Alright, we'll see when I get a little bit more progress done. Alright, see you in a bit. Alright, gonna take a break from the body a little bit. Let me install the tuning keys. I can install the tuning keys now because I'm gonna have to put the rhinestones around them. And I'm just gonna elect to go without the truss rod cover. I think it'd be way more convenient too, and I think it overall will look better aesthetically. So let's go ahead and install the tuning keys, and I'll be right back. Alright, another quick update. It's been about an hour or so. And oh yeah. Whew, that's a long process though, but it's getting there. Got a long way to go, but like I said before, the overall effect is just gonna be stunning. Yeah, very cool. Once I get all the rhinestones on there, it's gonna be pretty cool. Alright. Let's continue working slow and steady. And then all the gaps I'll fill in with the smaller stones. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Alright. And we'll see when I get a little bit more progress done. Alright, another quick update. This will conclude progress for today. I am super tired. But yeah, this is after about 2 hours worth of hot fixing each rhinestone hand one by one. So it takes quite a while, but as you can see, the end result is just wow. It's gonna be so cool. Alright, so this will conclude progress for today. I'd say I've got like a quarter way through a bag. Might have to order some more, but yeah. There you go. Rhinestone sparkling. Alright, hope everybody's having a good middle of the week, and we will see you tomorrow to continue. Alright, we'll see you in a bit. Good morning, everybody. It is March 24th, and it's time to continue with the rhinestones on the Ninja Warrior number 5 electric guitar. This is how far we got yesterday. Alright, let's try to pick a big chunk out of it today. It's about 8:46 in the morning. So let's go ahead and do some hot fixing. So got my good soldering iron for the gluing of the stones. All right, we'll see when I get some progress done. All right, another quick update. It's about 10:30, and we're making progress. And I filled in all the small stones on the section that I've done already. So this whole section is complete. all the smaller stones have been filled in, and it looks pretty cool. Alright, just keep moving. Let's just kind of take it section by section. I think I'm going to go straight through this time. That way we get complete continuity like on some ones. But alright, we'll see you in a little bit. Alright, another quick update. It's 11:40. Wow, I've been at it since 9 o'clock. And it just takes a while, like I keep saying, but wow, look at that sparkle. I love the rhinestone treatment. And why not do it on a Ninja Warrior guitar? Next Ninja Warrior number 6, I'm going to be starting pretty soon, and that's going to be the mirror. The front mirror Ninja Warrior guitar. That's going to be cool. That's going to have a Floyd Rose bridge. It's going to have a really cool pickup in it, and I can't wait to show you that. So that's going to be cool. Alright, we'll see you in a little bit. Alright, another quick update. It's about 1 o'clock. I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I've been at it since 9, 10, 11, 12, 4 hours. Wow. It doesn't seem like you get that far for 4 hours, but oh, it's so good at that. Alright. So, see you when after I take a break. I might do some more in a little bit. Whew. Good morning, everybody. It is March 25th, 2023. I'm continuing work on the Ninja Warrior number 5 electric guitar, and just more progress done on the rhinestones. Looking pretty good. So it's just a slow, I'd say I got a little bit more than half done. So all right, continue working. I might run out of rhinestones. I might have to order. These are, well, I might have a big enough. Nah, I think I probably need to order some. Might be enough, but we'll see. So, alright, looking pretty good. We'll see you when I get some more progress done. See you in a bit. Alright, another quick update. I've been pretty much at it all day. I am so tired. It's a long, laborious process, but it just looks so amazing when the light hits it. It sparkles. This light in here really doesn't do the glimmer justice. But yeah, I'm all out of rhinestones. I mean, I've got the smaller ones, of course, but I've got to order some more. So we'll continue work on the Yoda guitar tomorrow. And I'll be starting a new project with a buddy on Facebook. He's going to make me a guitar, and I'm going to make him a guitar. So it's going to be really cool. So I'll be starting on that in the next couple days too. So I'll just share that with you. But I hope everybody's having a good weekend. And we will see you soon. Whew, it's getting there. A little bit left to go. Alright, see you in a bit. Alright, March 24th. It's time to continue work on the Ninja Warrior number 5 guitar. And I've decided I'm going to go with a small truss rod cover. And I'm going to make it out of the mirror type material. I might use that, or I might use this mirror material. I think it's a little thinner. No, I think it's the same shape. I already figured out a shape that I want to use, just a small one. That way we can do the rhinestones. But yeah, it's going to look pretty cool. So let me go ahead and get the scroll saw out and cut that out, and I'll be back in a bit. Alright, quick update. Installation of the truss rod cover. I think it turned out pretty killer. Alright, it's pretty sweet. So let me go ahead and install the tuning keys. I know I'll have to bore out a little bit because it was a bit tight. So let me go ahead and knock that out and then install tuning keys, and then we can start putting the rhinestones in the headstock. Alright, we'll see in a little bit. Alright, install the truss rod cover and the tuning keys, and it's looking amazing. That is looking so cool. I'm glad I decided to go with the truss rod cover. I think I would look naked without it. But yeah, now it's time to slowly and carefully, let's get this thing full of rhinestones. Alright, we'll see you on the other side. Fingers crossed, nothing bad happens. See you in a little bit. Alright, rhinestones complete on the headstock, and it is looking badass. That is so killer. Oh wow, that is so cool. I think Paul Stanley himself would be proud of that. And I love that I used the mirror truss rod cover. Awesome. The metallic raglan on the neck, the frets. So that's cool. Yeah, and this will probably conclude progress for today. I'm tired. It's 5 o'clock. I've been at this since 9 this morning. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. Alright, and then we'll continue tomorrow on the body and get that completed. And then once we stick all the rhinestones, fix all the rhinestones on there, then we can start assembly. And then the Ninja Warrior number 5 will come into play. I just wanted to show you. That looks so cool. Alright, hope everybody's having a good weekend. It's the weekend. And we will see you tomorrow. Alright, have a good one. Good afternoon, everybody. It is March 28th, 2023. And I've been at it for a few hours today. As you can see, working on the Ninja Warrior number 5 guitar. And yeah, we got some rhinestones in the mail today, which is good. So, able to continue. Like I said, I've been at it for a few hours. And we're getting there. We're getting pretty close. So I'll show you more progress. It's looking pretty awesome. Alright, we'll see you in a little while. Alright, another quick update, getting closer. Alright, we'll see you in a little bit. Alright, another quick update, just a few more main stones to go. We're getting there. Woo! I tell you what, woo, it's intense. Alright, we'll see you in a little bit. Alright, another quick update. All the main stones are in place. Whew, that took a while. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, man. Pretty cool. Alright, I'm going to take a break, and then we'll set all the remaining small stones, and then we'll be set. And then we might even get to assembly tonight. But yeah, it's looking pretty cool. Alright, we'll see you in a little bit. Alright, another quick update. All the rhinestones have been completed. Oh wow, that looks killer. And we are good to go for assembly. That looks so cool. Whew, that was a long process, but so worth it. Yeah. Let's see if the lights shine on the rhinestones, it just really comes to life. But alright, we are ready for assembly. Very cool. Alright, and we will see you in a little bit. Might assemble it tonight, I might do it tomorrow morning, but we are good to go, finally. Alright, we'll see you in a little bit. Good morning, everybody. It is March 29th, 2023, and as you can see, it's time to assemble the Ninja Warrior number 5 electric guitar. As you recall, we finished all the rhinestones, and it is looking pretty awesome. Awesome, everything turned out really well. I'm really happy with it. So, as always, first step is going to be to install the ground wire for the bridge. On one of the bridge posts, I'll install a ground wire and feed it through the pedometer cavity, and I'll see you when I get that done. Yeah, pretty cool. We've got the active pickup EMG81, you got the volume and the tone. And let's get that going and we'll see you in a bit. Alright, successful installation of the ground wire. And I got it poking out the top here. And it's connecting to the one post of the bridge, and I got it fed through the pedometer cavity. Alright, so the next thing to do is I've got my stereo input jack. This is a stereo. It's got the 3 prongs, and hot being the top, and then the ground being the center, and then the return being the other one. So let me go ahead and wire that up and then feed that through, and we'll be back in a sec. See you in a little bit. Alright, got the input jack wired up, got the hot, ground, and the return. So let me go ahead and feed it through and install it real quick, and I'll be right back. I'll see you when I get that done. Alright, successful installation of the input jack. It's looking pretty good. Went uneventful, was pre-drilled, everything looked good. Alright, so next step is going to be to set up my pedometers. Gonna have one volume and one tone, and I'm going to steal a tone capacitor from a previous build, so we'll see in a little bit. Alright, got my volume knob with the ground soldered in the side, and then I installed my capacitor in the central port of my tone knob. I've got my EMG 81 ready, so I'm going to feed that through and install it. Probably install it because there's with just one screw at this point. There's really not a whole lot of room to wiggle around because I tried to make it perfect when I did the rhinestones. So I'll get that sorted and I'll see you in a sec. Alright, perfect installation of the EMG pickup. And as you can see, the rhinestones are twinkling. That's pretty awesome. So alright, so we're going to flip it over, and now we're going to install the 9-volt battery compartment and get those wires pulled through the cavity. And fingers crossed that goes smoothly. And I install these posts. That way it'll rest on these posts and not on the body. So that way I don't want to dislodge any of these rhinestones, but I could always fix them. So good so far. So we'll see in a bit. Alright, successful installation of the 9-volt battery input. 9-volt battery cavity. Pretty cool. Turn this one hand. Yeah, I've got my good 9-volt battery attachment there. Pretty sweet. No ill effects at all, so that's cool. Alright, so we're ready for wiring. So let me go ahead and it's the wiring diagram I'm going to go by pretty much. I mean, this isn't an active wiring, but it's very similar. The only thing is the return from the hot and to the battery. So alright, let me get that going and we'll see when I get it all wired up. See in a bit. Alright, we are successfully wired. And let me push both the pots through. Fingers crossed, everything goes well. And we'll see in a little bit. Alright, feeling pretty confident in my wiring. Got all the wires tucked in pretty nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and install the back cover plate. So I'll do that. I'll be right back. Alright, successful installation of the back cover plate. And of course I'll remove all my fingerprints before I do the photo shoot. But alright, we're ready for a sound test. So let me install the battery and then flip it around, and then let me clean up all of the non-essentials first, and we'll go ahead and do a sound test. We'll be right back. Alright, we are good to go for a sound test. Grab some tweezers. Alright, got it plugged in. Sorry about that. And as usual, we start with the volume all the way down. Should get nothing. And all volume all the way up. Alright. Successful wiring. And let's see if the tone gets all the way up. Do the tone all the way down. Yep, muffled. So we are successfully wired. And I went ahead and put the knobs on. Looks really cool. There we go. We are good to go. Alright, so pretty much the neck is already in, everything's installed. So we just got to put the neck with the body together. And let me go ahead and get the neck out. Clean up all non-essentials as always. And we'll be ready to get some strings on here. So, alright. Turned out pretty cool. Only had a couple stones that I had to fix to the body, which is cool. Ones that look like I missed completely because the glue wasn't even melted underneath. So this is the time where the stones, it's good when they fall out now, because then I can go ahead and reattach them. So alright, so let me go ahead and get the neck out, and we'll be back in a minute. Real quick with this lighting, I just wanted to show you how the rhinestones sparkle. See if the camera picks it up the way I see it when I move around. And you see every individual rhinestone just kind of sparkles. Very cool process. Like I said, it's a lot of work to do this to the front of a guitar. Plus, if you watch this build from the beginning, you know everything I've done to this guitar so far. So, but yeah, very cool. Alright, let me get the neck and see how it. Alright, as per tradition, I've got the neck and the body next to each other before I put them together. And they look pretty cool. Alright, let's get these two together. See how we did. See a little bit. Fingers crossed on this one. Looks pretty cool. Alright, attach the neck to the body. Whew, that was tight. Paint that I put on the neck, it was really tight. It was really kind of tense moment there, but successful nonetheless with no ill effects. So Wanted to show you how it turned out. Yeah, it turned out really cool. And it was a little tight in the tendon there. It did stress just a little bit, but not enough where you could really see it. But yeah, there we go. It looks pretty awesome. Whew! It's been a long process with this one, but it's so worth it. Wow, it looks so killer. Yeah, rhinestones. Alright, so let me put the bridge on and get my 2 E strings. And man, I hope it's dead center. I've got no flex or room at all in that neck. It was so tight, so just hope that it's not really bad. Fingers crossed on this one. So alright, we'll see you in a little bit. Alright, install the bridge, and before I put the strings on, I'm going to go ahead and treat the wood parts of the neck, the front fretboard. That way it's nice and hydrated and everything like that. But yeah, looks pretty cool. We're getting close. Alright, we'll see you in a little bit. Alright, fretboard is nice and hydrated, looking good. Alright, we're going to go with 10, my usual Ernie Ball 10 to 52 gauge strings. So let me put the 2 E strings on there and see how we did. Fingers crossed it's right in the center, because there is no adjustment, movement at all in this neck. So it's going to be where it's going to be. Just hopefully my measurements worked out good. So fingers crossed. See you in a bit. Alright, got the strings on there and it's looking pretty amazing. I did encounter 2 minor glitches. As you can see, it's fairly centered, but you know, I would prefer it to be a little bit over just a hair as far as the bridge, but that's fine. I couldn't really shift the neck that much because it was really really tight. I did try a little bit, but and then that treatment of the stuff that I put on there to lubricate and treat the neck, it kind of reacted with the paint on the fretboard in a couple spots, but I could touch that up. It's not a problem. Let's wait till that oil kind of does its thing, and then I'll go through and touch up the 2 little minor spots. But other than that, it looks pretty good. We're pretty cool. Like I said, got to put the strap buttons on there. But other than that, we're good to go. And then I'm gonna get some tune it up to pitch and see where we are as far as might have to replace the bushings on the bridge if I'm not able to go a little bit lower than, you know, action wise, because it's right on the line right now. So, but it looks pretty good overall. I'm not dissatisfied, but I did learn, yeah, that stuff. I didn't put 2K clear coat over the ragland on the fretboard, which, you know, I just didn't break a new can just for that. So learning lesson that stuff will react with the silver paint. So alright, so let me see what I can do as far as get some sounds up to pitch, get the pickup where it needs to be and everything like that. Let me go ahead and install the strap buttons real quick, and I'll be right back. Alright, my initial first setup. As you can see, I got it on the strap. Looks pretty cool. Listen to that sound. course, strings are stretching a little bit. Brand new string. I'm really digging it. I'm really digging the way this guitar sounds and plays. Here, let me adjust the camera. But yeah, plus the look of it is just, as you know, I love these shapes, so Ninja Warrior shape. Of course, the neck's gonna have to settle and I'm gonna have to readjust everything, but I'm happy with it. I mean, it's like I said, the couple glitches that turned up with the paint reacting a little bit, but I could touch that up, and then not being exactly centered. I mean, it's a little hair to the the bottom side, which is, it's not a problem. I mean, most guitars are that way anyway, but I'm just really kind of picky. But getting used to the Raglan fret marker. anyway, just wanted to give you a quick sound demo. But yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. It's fairly light too. I mean, this guitar really doesn't weigh that much, but it looks really cool. I think this is the 7th guitar that I've done the rhinestone treatment to, but I've never done the rhinestone treatment to the headstock, so it's pretty cool. And I've had to hot fix a couple of rhinestones that fell off when I bumped them, with the different parts, and when I added, this, that, and I was tuning it up and everything, I bumped certain rhinestones. You can still knock them off if you're not too careful, but they're pretty easy just to kind of glue back in place. But yeah, just wanted to, like I said, I'll let this settle for a day or so. I'll do the full photo shoot. Pardon my mess in the background, I just didn't have a chance to really clean up or everything. But wow, does look pretty cool. And the rhinestones, just, I love that sparkle, that shimmering. I didn't show you much of the back. Back turned out pretty cool. But alright, hope everybody's having a good center of the week. And like I said, I love that inlay. I gotta make that use a different paint though. That paint, it did react to that one conditioner, fretboard conditioner, but I think that's what it does. It's a cleaner too, so I'll also have to be careful and reapply it and then put some 2K clear coat over the top of it. But yeah, be starting the Ninja Warrior number 6 guitar, and there's going to be a 7th guitar. There's going to be a mirror-faced Ninja Warrior where it's going to be mirror like Mick Mars, so that's pretty cool. But alright, and we will see you shortly. I love that shape, that Ninja Warrior radical shape. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned, there's so much more left to come. Got really cool projects in the works. Just waiting on some parts. So, alright, and we'll talk to you soon. Yeah, rock on. How's everybody doing? April 2nd, 2023. Just wanted to show you a quick another update of the Ninja Warrior number 5. Yeah, number 5 electric guitar build. I redid all the paint on the ragland on the fretboard, and I think it turned out pretty cool. Yeah, that reaction that I had with the treatment, and also I did some corrections on the bridge and everything like that, and just tweaked a couple things that was lacking. So yeah, so we're looking to let this cure, and then we'll do another sound demo, and then we'll do a full photo shoot, up close and personal video, all that good stuff. So all right, hope everybody had a good weekend, and we will see you soon.